Today has been a real struggle. Today is Monday, the 20th of April 2026, and I have struggled to get my legs to bend, to get them to move. There's been more than once where I haven't been physically able to get out of bed because my legs wouldn't bend. So one time I had to get my son to give me a hand. Another time I managed to stand up just about, and then one of my feet, my right foot, didn't move off the floor at all, and I sort of tripped over myself and ended up falling on the floor, and then my son had to pick me up. So it's not been the best day with regarding to my physical strength and my ability for my legs to move, and I'm wondering what that is all about. And there's also a little bit of fear going in, I'm not going to lie, that actually in 2 weeks' time, I am off on a solo adventure around Ireland. And if I can't weight bear or bend my legs in order to stand up, that is going to be a real problem, even though I've got my scooter. But getting the scooter in and out of the car involves me doing a few steps and standing up. And it's also a real problem when I need a wee if I'm in bed. Even in my house, which is sort of set up for my living, I've got a bar on the side of the bed that helps me. But if my legs don't want to bend, they're just like this right out in front of me, and they're just staying stuck. So I wonder what that is all about. If I look back at my weekend, what preempted this, let's call it attack, a relapse, maybe it's something like that. It's when I've been in this position before, when my legs don't play ball even less than what they normally play, it's because I've had a flu. But I don't feel I've got a flu at the moment. I'm not feeling ill, other than my legs don't want to work properly. But I did have quite a heavy weekend. Now, not drinking. I haven't drank since this year. So I haven't had any drinks. So it wasn't drinking. But I saw my new man and I did have a lot of sex. Could too much sex stop your legs from working? The other thing I did have as well that's worth noting is I had a joint, and I also didn't have very much sleep. So I am hoping that that is the reason why my legs aren't playing ball so much. And I am hoping that when I get a good night's sleep tonight, I will wake up tomorrow and my legs will be bending with more ease. I mean, they're never slowly over time. They've become more and more. I suppose it's spasticity, is it called, when your legs straighten and they don't want to bend, and they don't hurt when they bend, but they literally don't bend. And quite often when I need a wee as well and trying to get out of bed, then there's a lot of focus on my mind to try and get my body to do two challenging things. One, stop myself from weeing, and two, bend my legs in order to lift my body weight and stand to elevate myself in a standing position. So I just wanted to say that even though I might be showing up on my live this morning, I was showing up as a very positive person, and I am a very positive person. I am not feeling in the dredges of fear. And what I have learned from my spiritual development is that if your body is saying no, we have to surrender to that. So if it means that for some reason I'm not meant to go to Ireland, then that is something I will make peace with. And if it means that tomorrow is another write-off, so today I cancel my sailing and I cancel my Toastmasters this evening to give my body a break. So I'm hoping that that will be enough and I don't need any more rest, but we will see what my body says. And if somebody was saying this to me, what would be my answer to them? So what it would be my answer as a life coach and a positivity advocate, I guess, is trust. Trust that actually, for whatever reason, your legs aren't bending right now. There is a reason to it. And maybe I did have that joint and I shouldn't have done, because I haven't had a smoke for a very long while. And although this wasn't mixed with tobacco, it's maybe that's just the lesson, that actually this is now, take it totally off your agenda, just like you've done alcohol, Gina, and you don't need it to enhance your life anymore, and especially if it detracts from it. So let us see what comes up. But what else would I say to anybody navigating any challenging symptoms that they don't want? I would say BLIGNITE your way through it, people. BLIGNITE. What is BLIGNITE? BLIGNITE is the acronym that I use every day, and it is particularly useful when you've got a fear coming in, or when things aren't working out exactly as you would like, as you've got a bit of overwhelm coming in. BLIGNITE stands for breath, love, laughter, intention, gratitude, nature, what you ingest, what you tell yourself, and a reminder to enjoy life anyway. So I'm going to take you through the aspects of it and do it for myself now, because I know it will help me feel better. So B is for breath. And this is a simple exercise of just bringing awareness to your breath. And as you get quiet for a moment, I certainly notice when I do this, my breath slows down a little bit as I'm almost listening into it. And then my invitation to myself is to make the outward breath a little bit longer than the inward breath, because then it that's any little burps, a good thing. Little burps are energy releasing. So burps, farts, or any of those things, bodily little movements are a good thing. So we thank the body for moving and working its magic. B is for breath. We're making the outward breath a little bit longer than the inward breath. I'm going to smile, because when I smile, I'm telling my body that I'm safe. And I'm also going to say the words, I am safe. So all of this, a three-pronged approach to calming your central nervous system. Because if your body's not behaving in the way that you would like it, quite often we can get frustrated and angry, and feeling like that isn't going to help anybody heal, help anyone get better, help anyone move towards where they want to be. So breathe, a longer outward breath than in, smile, and I am safe. I am safe. L is for love. So put your hands over your chest and above your heart, and just feel into your heart. Notice how she or he is beating in there. And then invite a little bit more love in. You can ask the question, what do I love? And see what comes up. Or if nothing's coming up for you, you're struggling with that, you can say the words, I am love. And if you're struggling with that, just simply say the word love. 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 So L is for love. I've got two L's. The second L is for laughter. Because sometimes when I find myself in a sticky situation, like lying on the floor unable to bend my legs, I look on it as a bit of a farcical scene in my life story, where it could be seen as tragic, or it could be seen as quite hysterical. So I'm choosing to laugh at my situation. I couldn't get up and I couldn't bend my legs. I'm just choosing to laugh at it because I can, because we all have that choice. And actually, does it make any difference to your situation whatsoever? No, but it makes you feel better about the whole thing. So if I'm writing, this is the story of my life, and this is the bit that things are getting worse before they get better, and I get to Ireland and I have that amazing adventure. There's a little bit of adversity comes up. That's part of the hero's journey, of getting through adversity. All those best films are the ones where you just think, how are they going to get out of it? Then they do. So just have some fun with your situation is my invitation to you. That's how I stay positive anyway, because how we think about it doesn't actually change the in the moment reality, but it changes our energy around it. So L is for laughter and love. And give yourself a bit of love if you've fallen on the floor. You know, my poor elbow needed a little bit of love. Other than that, I wasn't hurt. So I'm grateful for that. L is for love and laughter. I is for intention. What do you want? And this is about focusing on what you want. So it would be all too easy for me to focus on, oh my God, I've just paid for my ticket and I've just paid for my ferry and now I'm not going to be able to go. And I could get into a spiral of like, this isn't fair and this always happens to me. Or I could choose to believe that it will happen for me. And that is my intention, that I will get to Ireland and I'll have an amazing adventure. We don't know what's in the future, so let's set our focus and intention on where we want it to go rather than where we're frightened it might be going. I is for intention. G is for gratitude. What are you grateful for right now? Well, here in this moment, I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my son being here and being able to help me off the ground, and that he's strong and he's lovely. And yeah, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for some wonderful conversations that I've had with friends. I'm also grateful having full autonomy of my day. So I was able to listen to my body and say, actually, no, I don't want to go out today. I'm going to give my legs a little break. So I'm grateful for that as well. And I'm grateful for recognizing that and listening. So what are you grateful for right now? G is for gratitude. N is for nature. Now, when you can't walk very well and getting to the front door is a complete challenge, then I haven't really been outside, which is a bit of a shame because it was a beautiful day for sailing and it was even beautiful in the garden. I didn't even get outside to sit in the sun, which is very unusual for me. But I have looked out the window. I did go out the front door and take Bumblebee out of the car, so I was able to do that. So I'm celebrating that. And I did have a little look around and breathe in some nature, some air, which was lovely. So N is for nature. I is for what you ingest. So bring some consciousness and some awareness to the food that you're putting into your body. So today I haven't eaten all that much. I haven't been that hungry, to be honest with you. And even just warming up a dinner that I'd already made was supreme effort in the kitchen. So I did do that. I ate my healthy chicken stir fry with additional beetroot. And that's all I've had today, actually, eating wise. I don't think I'm going to bother eating anything else. My legs feel more important than my stomach. So what are you ingesting? I have had a couple of mushroom blend coffees and a cup of robust tea. And also this morning I had some lemon water, hot lemon water, so that was nice. God, what the next one is. I is for ingest. T is for what you tell yourself. So this is that internal dialogue coming in. So you can be telling yourself that everything's getting worse and it's not fair. Or you can just change up that narrative, rewrite that story that you want to happen, and just assume this is just a little blip, that you're going to listen to your body, you're going to get more connected with yourself and what's important, and then good things will come. And again, we don't know what's around the next corner. So let us feel as good in this moment as we possibly can. And that's what this BLIGNITE is all around. And then E is just a reminder to enjoy life. So today I got to sit in bed and watch a movie, which is something I don't do very often. I had a little rest up. I've closed my eyes. I've done a bit of meditating. So I'm going to enjoy having a bed day. So that's BLIGNITE. BLIGNITE. Breath, love, laughter, intention, gratitude, nature, what you ingest, what you tell yourself, and what you enjoy, or remind yourself to enjoy. And it helps you feel better in every moment. So this is what my work or my mission is all around, helping people live their best lives no matter what. And sometimes we just have to make the best of whatever situation we're in and put a smile on our face, laugh at the absurdity of it, and assume and believe that better things will come. My name is Gina Dallison. I'm a life coach living with some very challenging multiple sclerosis symptoms, and I'm determined to live my best life anyway. See you later.